Have you ever wondered which Bond fragrances are my favorites? Well, I'm gonna put you on to my 5 favorite Bond fragrances because my collection ain't that big and there's a particular reason why. Let's roll my motherfucking music so I can put you on to my Bond number 9s.
We're all alone. Yeah, for some friends from the south side. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I want to be Cuba.
Listen, one of my beautiful peoples, you know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. I have a love-hate relationship with the House of Bond. Sometimes I feel like their shit is a little bit too designer-esque with an overpriced price tag. Sometimes I'm like, yo, I really fuck with this some days. So I'm kind of bipolar when it comes to the house. But nevertheless, I do like a lot of their presentation. I do like a lot of the names because it's really New York City-centric based type shit. And there's some fragrances that I really enjoy from the house, which is part of the small collection that I have. But these 5 ones are significant to my taste preference. So the first one I'm going to choose, and these are in no particular order, I feel is one of my favorites from this house. Very sexy. It's part of their Dubai line, and that's Bond number 9, Indigo. Fantastic presentation. One of the craziest summertime vibes that I like to smell on me. This screams summertime and summertime only. It's the right amount of tart citruses with the punch of musk that you're looking for. This also performs outstanding off of my skin. I'm talking about 8 hours plus for a freshie off skin. That's like around with 3 or 4 sprays, but really does work fantastic. It has the right amount of sweetness, the right amount of tart. And what I feel, God, this is fucking nice. And what I feel sets it apart is that peachy leech, I believe is the note in there, peachy leech combination that's in here with that dry down of amber. It's a very, very, very nice fragrance. One of the most popular in the Dubai lineup, in my personal opinion. And I think this one is a stellar one. If you're gonna get anything as far as a fire freshie for the summer is concerned, this is one you need to consider. Next one. Because I am a fan of green iris tweed, this one comes in at a fraction of the cost on the gray market or the secondary market, and that would be Bond's number 9, Chez Bond. All it is green iris tweed. It's green iris tweed with a little bit less performance, in my opinion. I felt that initially it did have equal, if not better performance, but this one is kind of diminished on my skin throughout the years for some apparent reason, but it can't take away from the fact that it is outstanding. It's green iris tweed, just cheaper. If you really shop it around on these gray market websites, you will find this decently cheaper with the same or really or slightly subpar performance, but in the same space of green iris tweed for a nice fraction of the price. Next one. The next fragrance is plummy goodness with an incensey ambery vibe. I love Plum, and this is kind of like maybe in the space of Plum Japonese by Tom Ford in the juiciness that this has, and that's Bond number 9, Silver Bond. This is crazy. Amber, plummy, incense, sweet, sexy, fall and winter staple for me. I do reach for this a decent amount, not crazy, but a decent amount. But this is one of these Bond fragrances that if this ever ran out, which I doubt it will anytime soon, but if it did, I would replenish this bottle because this has that unique quality that I'm looking for in a juicy plum fragrance with that incensey creaminess and that sweetness that's really spectacular in the cold weather. It really, really is a fragrance that should get a little bit more notoriety in my opinion, and really one of the best Bonds in my collection because it's not that big. Next one. The next 2 fragrances are on the hype train, and this one was hyped for a super minute, and that's Bond number 9, Scent of Peace for him. Now, Scent of Peace is fucking good. Scent of Peace is sweet. It's in the space of the Aventus-ish, but it's not Aventus. It does have that pineapple muskiness. It has a bergamot vibe. It's in the realm, but this one's extra muskier. This has this weird dryness about it when it really settles on the skin that produces incredible power. Like really, really good performance off the skin. Smells crazy, super sweet, very sexy, mass appealing. This is one of these fragrances that are the go-to for certain people, and I think it's absolutely stellar. This is a very, very good fragrance by the house. I have a blast wearing this shit, and this muskiness does remind me of my cousin's wedding where he was like 60 sprays deep on his body, but it was his day, so fuck it. Next one. And last and certainly not least, this was like a wild unicorn at one point because everybody wanted to get their hands on it, and that's Bleecker Street. Sexy, but I don't give it as much burn as you would think, because this is kind of like the wicked stepchild to what I enjoy, which is Ralph Lauren's Purple Label. So this and Ralph Lauren Purple Label are kind of in the same space, but I feel Ralph Lauren Purple Label is a little bit more mature and a little bit more sexy to my taste, but people may disagree because this is some people's staple for the hot weather. It's been a minute since I looked up the notes of this fragrance, so I just want to go through them again. So it's violet leaf, blueberry, cassis, thyme, cedar, cinnamon, jasmine, oak moss, suede, patchouli, amber, vanilla, and caramel. Caramel really does stick out, not crazy, but it's one of these nuances that has that sweetness here that I didn't anticipate. Because when you smell it, you just feel that it's going to be this overpowering citrusy sweet fragrance, but really when it dries down is when that caramel really starts to pop up. It has the vanillic nuance throughout the fragrance, but it starts out very bright, juicy, and woody with that blueberry and that violet leaf adding kind of that petroleum layer, that Fahrenheiters type flow. For me, this fragrance is all about the dry down. Woodiness, the vanilla, the leathers come up, and then you got that sweet caramel really adding some dents and body to what you overall perceive to be a big, bright freshie. It is a fly-ass fragrance, but for me, Ralph Lauren Purple Label does it a little bit better, in my opinion. And those are my 5 favorite fragrances from Bond. Again, I don't have many Bond fragrances, but these are ones that I really do enjoy, that are absolutely great. And if you're going into the Bond space, these are ones that I personally recommend at least trying out. I love y'all motherfuckers from the heart. Let me know your favorite Bond, and I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? One of them's gonna pass the test. For the fly gun holder, money folder, molar roller, start attack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.